Going to bring up Charles Woods, father of Ty Woods, is going to say a few things. And Charles, great to see you.
First of all, I just want to, and I know that's for Ty and for the rest of the ones who perished. Thank you. As a father, my concern was my son and the rest would be still alive if there had been any attempt whatsoever made at a rescue. Many, many times, Ty, as a Navy SEAL in his 20 years of service, was in worse situations than this, but he always knew that if there was a compromise of the mission, that he was going to be extracted. That did not happen in this case. That's part of the DNA of being in the military. That's part of the code of ethics, is you are always rescued. That didn't happen here. I wanted to find out who made the decision not to rescue and why that decision was made. The problem being is that stories keep changing. And what's happened here is that the principal parties, we're talking the Secretary of State, we're talking about Panetta, we're talking about General Ham, have all changed their stories multiple times. Just to give one example, Jason Chaffetz, in October, he went back to Libya with General Ham, head of AFRICOM. And General Ham said at that time, on 3 different occasions, that he had military assets immediately available in the area, but he was never authorized to use them. Now, I could hardly wait to read that testimony. And finally, I saw the transcript. He testified several times. And Jason Chaffetz, who's an honorable member of the House of Representatives, at the final meeting, when he was testifying under oath, said to General Ham, I have met you on 3 different occasions, and on 3 different occasions, you've given me different stories. And the problem is, all of these witnesses did exactly the same thing. They changed their stories. Now, I'm a retired attorney, and there's a rule of law in the courtroom that if the testimony of an individual is false in one respect, their entire testimony is to be disregarded. And that's the problem with the Secretary of State and these other people. Their testimony continues to change. Which story do we believe? The first story, the second story, the third story, or none at all? And that's the frustration that the committee had, was that they couldn't believe anyone, so they had to rely upon the documents. Documents normally don't lie. And the problem was the administration has either destroyed those documents, withheld those documents, or failed to produce them. And so I don't have closure as far as to who made the decision not to rescue. Obviously, we have an expert here. We have a lot of experts in the military that say they could have been rescued. No attempt was made. Mention was made of the Democratic report that came out, and quite frankly, there was one point that I really did agree with. It said, quote unquote, the State Department's security measures were woefully inadequate. I agree with that. Who's the State Department? Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton could not protect the 35 Americans under her control in Benghazi, how does she think that she could possibly provide for the security of 300+ million Americans here in our country? Thank you.